This anomalies, Madam Speaker, is that there are very many voters in that voters register who do not have biometrics, especially pictures. Then you would wonder, how was this person captured? And having run an AI tool through the register, we have about 6 million voters who do not have pictures. Those are ghost voters, and I would like the revision of the register to get rid of all people who do not have pictures, so that anybody who is a voter in Kenya has a picture. We know who it is. There are no people who have no faces in this country who are moving around. We don't have ghosts. So I pray that the IBC executes its mandate of revision of the register to weed out all voters who do not have pictures in the roll. As regards the attack on Senator Osotsi, I don't have the words with which to condemn it. It epitomizes what is happening in this country, disregard for the law. There's so much violence that even if you move your hand in the air like this, you hit the violence. Non-violence is not only in the actions. Non-violence is also in the language people use. It is from language that we proceed to begin inflicting actions that we see as violent. What happened to Senator Osotsi is unacceptable, and I was surprised to hear the other day on television, I think it was yesterday, where it was being alleged by one of the officials that some people who were involved have run across the border. What is Interpol doing? What efforts are they doing to bring them back? These were known people. They should be punished. They should set an example so that the hooliganism we are seeing coming across, like we call them goons and whatever, that hooliganism must be nipped in the bud. Otherwise, we are priming this country for civil unrest. The state will very soon lose the monopoly of violence, and when that happens, we will be in trouble. There will be no country called Kenya.
Your time is up. Senator Oburu.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. Madam Speaker, I stand to speak on the issue of voter registration. Madam Speaker, voter registration is at the core of democracy of our country. And we cannot claim to be a democratic country if we don't conduct free and fair democratic elections. And Madam Speaker, therefore, elections do not happen on the election day. Elections start far earlier, much earlier than the election day. The election day is just now for people to do the final process. But if, for instance, Madam Speaker, any region is denied registration of voters by either being too laxed or having those equipments collapse too frequent, or by having less money put there for mobilization of the voter process, Madam Speaker, it becomes a process which finally might not be regarded to be free and fair. Therefore, these questions which have been asked, a statement by Kibwana, is a very, very important question, and Madam Speaker, I would like the committee to go into the details and find out if what is happening in this voter process. Because we want a transparent election where after the elections we greet each other and say, I have been defeated, I will try next time. Madam Speaker, I know that these things sometimes happen. They happen because in most cases, Madam, you find that the registration process of voters is completely underfunded. And the people who are registering, they tend to concentrate only in certain centers. and wananchi cannot move to those centers because of the cost of going to those centers. Sometimes it's expensive, and therefore that is also injustice to the people. The people who are doing the registration should be given sufficient backing, sufficient funding, so that when they go, they don't restrict themselves to only certain centers, Madam Speaker, because they lack money for maybe some subsistence or even fuel to travel to those areas, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity, and I hope that the questions as put by Honorable Kibwana will be answered. I wanted to comment on another one, but I have been cut short by the time.
Yes. Senator Sigei. That should be the last comment on the statements. Let's give him the mic. You want him to shift to another? You can go to the dispatch. Move to the dispatch box. You are young, Senator.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I appreciate the recognition of the fact that I still represent the young generation. I wanted to commend Madam Speaker on two statements, one by Senator Hamida and on voter registration. Madam Speaker, what is currently going on in the program that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission is to enhance the voter registration, and it is done for a reason. We are talking about democracy, we are talking about leadership. This House in itself, Madam Speaker, has got representatives of the people, and the representation came out of an election.